this is Charlie from Charlie's Awesome World of Adventures, and today I'm going to give you my review on Thor: Love and Thunder. So in this one, Thor is called all back to Earth for another, but back to when a new god killer named Thor arrives. However, but he's met by the new Thor, his ex-girlfriend, and Jane. And so the two have to work together, but in order to stop Thor and save hundreds of Asgardian children. And out of all the movies that were coming out this year, there were definitely a lot I wasn't sure of how to do, but this was the one I was definitely the most unsure how to feel from the trailers. Now this is nothing to do for me not seeing the other Thor films. I have seen a bit of the first film, but I haven't yet finished it yet. And I haven't yet touched on the Dark World of Ragnarok. So I'm mainly just going on with this adventure to start off. But the trailers made me feel really mixed. But the first one was okay, but didn't really get me into it. But the second trailer actually showed more of a story. The animated film looked promising, and so I watched it. And it was alright. I mean, it was nothing spectacular or anything, and it's not as good as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that we got earlier in the year, but it was fine. I liked it enough. But I can say that the weakest part of this movie is its characters. I'm sorry, but I just didn't really feel invested with these guys. They mainly off their for a bland personality or something we've kind of seen before, or just left with disappointment. But with the film's characters, as there's Thor, or the main hero who has to find his new place and is struggling with grit. He's realizing that what he needs is love. Jane, the ex-girlfriend, who is now the new Thor, known as Mighty Thor, or God, I hope I pronounce for his friend, or his good friend, and who supports him. And King Takia. Yeah, I hope I pronounced that right. No, who's like the son? I kicked the Thor and Jane. Anyway, there were also characters that were really disappointing. That didn't get as much as what I thought we would get. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy are only in it for the first 20 minutes. And Zeus just becomes a typical character who teaches the moral of never meet your hero. But then there's Thor, the villain of the feature, who wants to kill if I can be honest, he is definitely one of the best villains in the MCU. Seriously, I made the checklist and he ticked all boxes. It's great power, check. Great motivation, check. Great threat to our hero, check. Great backstory of why he's doing this, check. It makes him such an interesting villain and makes me really excited whenever he's on screen. I also think that the actors did a pretty good job with their performances. It's doing the best they can, and with the materials they got. Oh, next there's the story. Read this. I'll say anything right now that this is definitely not the strongest story where you can get in the MCU. Oh, the film it treats it as your typical rom-com, only it's two ex-partners come together, but Anne having to defeat the main villain. The movie does make it feel easily predictable, or where it makes the outcomes guessable of what's going to happen next. Not only that, but the movie has if he is unsure of the type of tone it wants to have, either to be a romantic comedy / action adventure, or to be a horror film, or add a bit of horror in the same way of Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Granted, there are some times where the scenes can be quite chilling, but it definitely wasn't in the way that AFL Multiverse of Madness delivered it. However, I'm definitely not caught on this story back, because the ideas it has for the movie are pretty good, and for the most part, they kind of work. One thing that the movie does do really well with is the romance angle. While I'm not a fan of Thor and Jane's characters, since I was really invested with their love throughout the whole film, well, I wanted to know what was going to happen with them, with all the struggles. Also, so whenever it does offer a little bit of humour as a rom-com, it makes sure it's subtle, making sure that while it's not going to be the funniest film ever, it will offer some decent gags that are at least worth a chuckle. Cool. And as well as going into backstories of different characters, explaining a bit more about Thor's life and his life with Jane before this movie, which I would say it's handled pretty well. But of course, as a Marvel movie, one of the main highlights is to see how Marvel handles its visuals, and I can happily say that this is in my top 5 favourite looking MCU films. One thing that the visuals play with the most is colour. In each environment that the movie takes place in, and the colour the plate is a key part to making the scene enjoyable, or making and have it be a bit more light-hearted as a film. I'm not afraid to be in one of the more light-hearted MCU movies. Also, so the lighting really helps bring these colours to life in a way that's quite realistic, and adds a bit more depth into the scenes. But of course, the true highlights of this movie are the action scenes, and the visuals bring them into a way that is actually amazing. Seriously, I was invested with all the action in this movie because it was portrayed as a big moment, whether Thor or Jane would have to go up against Thor, or take on all hordes of bad guys, or save planet. It managed to keep me engaged throughout the entire film. And it also managed to deliver an exciting and incredible climax that left me on the edge of my seat, or bed, since I was watching this from my iPad. So overall, as MCU films go, it's definitely not the best film, but it's still an alright like film on its own. Thor: Love and Thunder, there is an enjoyable an entry into the MCU. While I definitely don't consider it to be the best entry, since it does have a pretty weak story and dull characters, it does have a lot of elements that work well to make this a good time. With a strong romance angle, amazing visual effects, a great villain, then talented voice acting, and some awesome action. I wouldn't call this movie the perfect, but I would say that if you're fans of the MCU, all the Fast Four films, at least watch this once to see how you feel. It may not be what you're hoping, but it'll hopefully still give you an entertaining time. This movie might have not brought me to love it, a bit like the title says, but it had the fun to bring an enjoyable time, which is what it had, and that's why I'm giving this movie a solid 7 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.